Hi students, this is Miss Gilbert and I am going to be practicing solving multi-step equations. And these are some examples of problems that you will see on your practice. So over here, if you use this to remember the steps in solving equations, the don't call me after midnight. So the distribute is first, combine like terms, move the variable, and then add or subtract and multiply or divide. So I like to put a line at my equal sign so I can see the different sides. And we want x alone. We want only x on this side. So I have to do the inverse operation. Inverse significa opuesto. So if this is plus 6, the opposite is minus 6. And you have to do that on both sides, en dos lados. This cancels out, eliminar. And we have 2x equals 10. And now there's another step, un otro paso. This is 2 times x. This is multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. And we divide. The 2's cancel out, and we get x equals 5. And that's your answer because we have x alone. Okay, now this one I see parentheses, so that means that I have to distribute. I distribute the 3 to both terms in the parentheses. So I have 3 times x, 3 por x, is 3x, and 3 times negative 3. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. If you need to use your calculator, you can use your calculator. You can see that 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then I'll put my equals 12. My next step, I have to add or subtract. So the opposite of minus 9 is plus 9. This eliminates, and we have 3x equals 21. If you need to use your calculator to check, 12 plus 9, 21. And then the last step, we divide by 3. X equals 21 divided by 3 is 7. If you need to pause the video and go back to do it slower, you can. All right, this one, I don't see any parentheses. So I am going to, and I know I can't combine like terms because these are not like terms and these are not like terms. So I'm going to move the variable. I want all of my x's on one side. I'm going to move them over here because I know I won't get a negative number if I move it this way. So I'm going to subtract 5x on both sides, and I get 4 equals 7 minus 5 is 2. And I bring down that minus 8. Okay, now I want x alone, so I'm going to move this 8 to the other side by doing the inverse. What is the inverse of minus 8? Plus 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Bring down my 2x. This is multiplication, so the opposite is divide. And I get 12 divided by 2 is 6. So x equals 6. All right, now this last one here, it's kind of silly because I see a negative in front of the parentheses, but there's no number here. When there's no number, we put a 1. It's a -1. So first step up here, it's distribute. We need to distribute. -1 goes to both of those, but the 5 stays out here. So 5, and then -1 times x is -1x. If you want to put the 1 here, you can. You don't have to. And then -1 times -5. Ooh, what is a negative times a negative? -1 times -5. +5. A negative times a negative is positive. And then I'll bring down the 2x plus 4. Now I see on this side that I have some like terms that I can combine. So I'm going to combine 5 and 5. I'll bring down the -1x. 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. So I combined my like terms on all of the sides. Now I want to move all of the x's to one side. So I'm going to plus 1x. And I get 10 equals 2x plus 1x is 3x. And then I want x alone, so I need to move the 4. And to move it, I need to do the inverse, -4. 6 equals 3x. And the last step, divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals 2. That was a long one. We did a lot of steps. That's why they are called multi-step equations, multiple steps. Okay, now you are going to go on my MCPS and look for the due on Wednesday, September 23rd. It's the homework practice for multi-step equations, and it is due Wednesday night.